By late 2026, HBAR will either be the global backbone for enterprise settlement or a failed experiment in institutional inertia. We are projecting the real utility of the network by looking past the hype at actual adoption metrics. Can the HBAR ecosystem survive the transition from permissioned to truly scalable? Analyze the current 2026 council roster to distinguish between active network contributors and legacy members who haven't updated their consensus nodes in over a year. Review recent council meeting minutes to identify which Fortune 500 members are actively voting on technical upgrades versus those consistently absent from governance. Compare the current mainnet transactions per second, TPS, against the theoretical capacity promised in 2024 to see if real-world use cases have actually materialized. Examine the breakdown of transactions to see if they are dominated by a single killer app like Avery Dennison, or if a diverse ecosystem of enterprise dApps has finally emerged. Investigate the friction points within the governing council that have delayed the full transition to a permissionless node structure originally slated for earlier this decade. Contrast HBAR's enterprise-first onboarding speed with the rapid retail and DeFi growth seen on competing Layer 1 networks over the last 24 months. Project the network's path to self-sustainability by calculating if transaction fees now cover the operational costs of the council without relying on HBAR treasury liquidations. Analyze the current state of the HBAR Foundation's grant treasury to estimate how much runway is left to incentivize developers before the ecosystem must stand on its own. Synthesize the data to determine if HBAR is on track to become the standard for central bank digital currencies and cross-border settlement by the end of 2026. Map out the make-or-break milestones for the next 18 months that will dictate if HBAR captures the trillion-dollar tokenization market or remains a niche enterprise tool. Finalize the risk-to-reward ratio for holders based on the reality of code deployment versus the lingering promise of institutional interest. Be on the lookout for the full-length podcast coming up. Follow and subscribe to Talking Crypto. No influence, just news.